Sony FX5 is here, and it might just be the most important camera Sony has delivered in years. Sitting right between the aging FX3 and the FX6, it brings a new 16.6 megapixel back illuminated stacked CMOS sensor, a new Beyond's XR2 processor with a dedicated AI unit, 5K, 3x2 open gate recording, triple bass ISO, and finally internal 16-bit RAW recording in Sony's X-OCN codec. Hi guys, my name is Johnny and I had this pre-production camera with me for a short time here in Japan, and today I want to share some footage and how it's actually felt to work with in the field. One thing before I start, this is a pre-production unit running prototype of version 2 firmware. This firmware will be available in the future. I was encouraged to play with the features it will bring, but was kindly asked by Sony not to share any images for now, as this firmware is simply not final. What I'm allowed to share was shot in settings that will be available right at the beginning. For example, I'm filming myself in 5K 3x2 open gate, which might make sense if you want to have flexible deliverability to social media. So this is a very much first impression. A full CineD lab test, dynamic range, rolling shutter, latitude, all of it will follow once we get our hands on a production camera with the final firmware installed. This review was born rather spontaneously, and so does my setup. So I had to work with whatever gear I had with me here in Japan: the Sony FX5, our trusted Atlas Mercury 42 t2.2 1.5x anamorphic lens, a Zeiss Batis 25mm, and a 1TB Angelbird AV Pro CF Express 4 Type A card. This is the time to mention that if you are into filming in anamorphic, Atlas has some refurbished lenses at a greatly reduced prices. Please check their site. Now, my filming took place in Kyoto during the annual Gion Matsuri Festival. And let me tell you, running around with a yet-to-be-released camera is fun, but a bit nerve-wracking. The last thing I needed was for someone to spot the big Sony logo on the brand new detachable EVF. Since not all resolution, frame rates and codec combination were working yet, I settled on full frame, 5K, 24p in X-OCN LT codec. Let's watch a bit of the footage first and then come back and talk about how it felt filming with the camera. Kyoto is about 40 minutes away from Osaka and serves as a hub for Japanese culture lovers, shrine spotters, and Japanese garden enthusiasts. If you are not one of those people, maybe the delicious food or the extreme heat and humidity will attract you here. This time I'm here to witness firsthand one of Japan's most famous festivals, the Gion Matsuri, which takes place every year in July. For us Westerners, the religious aspect of this event may be less familiar, but for many Japanese people, it is fundamental. I visited this festival a few years back, and what I wanted to relive is the feeling of joy and togetherness this event has to offer. The work on those huge floats is going full steam ahead. Surprisingly, some of the people working on the project are actually volunteers who live in town and hold different daytime jobs. Next to them, you will find workers from local companies who specialize in assembling and disassembling structures. In this new world where AI is threatening to rule it all, it's great to see that traditional craft is here to stay. While the builders are working, thousands of people are waiting for 6 p.m. when the traffic will magically come to a stop. Seconds later, the crew in charge of sorting the garbage produced by the crowds are already busy. This festival is all about community, and the kids are involved from very early age to help celebrate. What starts at 6 p.m. will wrap up around midnight. The amazing thing about a festival like this, how safe and secure it feels. The atmosphere is great, the street food is basic yet phenomenal, and not least, it is extremely affordable. The day of parade has finally arrived, and each community is showing off its creation. The parade itself takes hours. And the next day, while some are busy disassembling the big floats, others are already building a smaller new ones for the second round of the festival, taking place just a few days later. As so often in Japan, the unfamiliar turns into something that brings people together. Something that is very much needed these days. So how does it feel in the hand? In one word, comfortable. The new deep camera grip is a great design feature. I carried the camera around long and never felt fatigue. Then there is the detachable EVF. Yes, EVFs are finally having a comeback, and I hope it stays that way. It tilts up to 90 degrees, which is extremely useful, and the screen quality is good, not exceptional, but I'm honestly just happy it exists. It's a €750 optional accessory, and for me, it's a must. Two caveats though: it only works with the Sony FX5 camera, and you have to choose between the EVF and the camera handle. You can't mount both at the same time. And if you wear glasses, be warned, that hard eye cap will fight with your glasses, and I'm telling you now, the eye cap will win. The new 3.5-inch 4-axis multi-angle LCD is very capable, and Sony uses the extra real estate to display the useful information in a very nice way. My favorite layout being false color, which is beautifully easy to read. The menu is now a proper Cine Alta style system, the real thing, not just a Big 6 implementation. Are you coming from the Burano or Venice 2? You will feel mostly at home. Coming from the Alpha line, prepare for a learning curve. The new multi-function dial speeds up menu navigation a lot, which is perfect for people like me who don't like touching the LCD constantly. Not everything is perfect though. The joystick is still on top of the body, just like on the FX3. Not intuitive. If you're working on autofocus and using flexible focus, the square will freeze if you accidentally touch another button during filming. And Sony's LUTs menu naming, calling your viewing LUT the base look, is a bit confusing, since the actual base is what you're filming with, in my case, S-Look 3. You know what, I can live with all of that. But here's what I have to say about anamorphic lenses. As an anamorphic lens junkie, I'm happy to report that Sony FX5 offers the squeeze ratio for 1.3, 1.5, 1.6, 1.8 and 2x lenses right out of the box. But here's the catch. Stabilization doesn't work in anamorphic mode when filming full frame open gate in X-OCN codec. With spherical lenses at the same settings, standard stabilization works fine. So I ended up stabilizing most of my shots in post. Also worth knowing, autofocus anamorphic lenses won't find love with this camera. If autofocus anamorphic support matters to you like it does to me, raise your voice. Let's bring it to Sony's attentions together. Now the headline feature, internal RAW recording. We've long asked Sony to make this happen, and it's finally here. 16-bit X-OCN in 3 flavors, LT as found in the Burano, plus the completely new C1 and C2. I wasn't permitted to share footage from the new codecs, but I can share file sizes. 1 minute of 5K, OpenGate 24p comes to 554 GB in LT, 413 in C1 and just 334 in C2. With memory prices going in only one direction, that efficiency matters. One wish remains: recording via USB-C to an external SSD. It's not here, and I'd love to see it. Two practical notes from the field. First, editing these RAW files is currently a challenge. Sony supplied me with a beta version of the RAW viewer to view and convert the files. But for me, as a first-time user of this app, it felt far from perfect. Thankfully, I also had access to an upcoming version of DaVinci Resolve, which handled those files much better. As an Adobe Premiere user, judging from past experiences working with the Nikon ZR and Canon EOS C50, it will take ages until support for those new RAW files will arrive, but I'll be happy to be proven wrong. Still, as I had to finish my editing, I converted those RAW video files to ProRes 444, which for now can do. Second, mid-shoot I suddenly got a data on the card needs to be rebuilt message. My face changed colors, but following the on-screen rebuild recommendation did the trick. I can't put my finger on what has happened and if it was the camera or the card issue, but for now I'm able to continue filming normally while backing up my material even more frequently. And about low light, the triple base ISO delivers. But what truly amazed me was the autofocus tracking subjects in complete darkness. Even at very high ISO, it worked like daylight. Keep in mind that some attractive features won't be available at launch and will arrive later with firmware version 2, including 5K 120p, 4K 240p slow motion, plus several open gate and high frame rate X-OCN combinations. One feature that I will be curious to explore is the ability to film in 5K 3x2 open gate in XAVC codec. The roadmap is clear, which is great, but if you are buying on day one, know what you're getting. And again, once the production camera with final firmware arrives, the CineD lab test will give you the hard numbers. So, conclusion, is the Sony back in the game? For me personally, absolutely. This is simply a camera that I want to continue to shoot with, and I'm really sorry to see it go. Open gate, internal RAW, great low light performance, 32-bit if you're using the handle, and a detachable EVF. This compact camera finally deserves the Cinema Line tagline. Should you upgrade from the FX3? If it still serves you well, stay with it. But if you are choosing a new camera today, seriously consider the FX5. It will likely be here for the next 5 years at least. Now, I want to hear from you guys. Were you waiting for the FX3 Mark II, or does the FX5 already fulfill your expectations? And is the price difference is easy to swallow or too big to jump? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.